So the first topic I'm going to talk about is that Matthew Vaughn has gave an update on the Kingsman 3 progress. And look, I love the first Kingsman movie. Kingsman 2, I think it was called Golden Circle. I thought that was terrible. One of the worst sequels. The Kingsman, the third one, the prequel, I thought that was okay. Like, I enjoyed it, but it's not as good as the first Kingsman movie, but at least an improvement over the second one. But this was his update with Kingsman 3. So Kingsman 3 we got to get on with before Colin Firth is way too old, and dare I say Taylor Egerton is getting on as well. Which I do agree with that. Those two actors are all getting older. I do feel like you need to get the movie out soon. So Kingsman 3 is definitely includes them to this relationship. Act 1 is being written, Act 3 is being written, Act 2 needs some work, right? So we know how it ends, how it begins. So it sounds like he has most of the script complete except for the middle part, I believe. Yeah, Act 2. And I guess, that's sounds like just he's still going to try to get the movie out. That the script is, halfway done. But I don't think that there's really any interest there for most people when it comes to Kingsman movies anymore. I know Matthew Vaughn was trying to make that like this Who's franchise. Was, the first two Kingsman movies, they made respectable money. They made over 400 both of them. So they, they good at the box office. They didn't like blow the box office off, but they were financially successful for, I think, for the budgets they had. The third Kingsman, though, didn't do well at the box office. And I think the fact the quality just kind of dipped in the franchise after the first one, I just don't think that people have that much excitement for that franchise anymore. And personally, for me, I like to see Matthew Vaughn kind of do something else. Because, like, he seems to be on a stand right now where he's working on, like, spy movies. Like, you have the Henry Cavill spy movie coming out this month, which I have some interest in, but it's not one of my most anticipated movies. But I don't know, I want to see him do something else besides like over the top spy movies right now. So like update wise, the script's almost done, but I'll be personally for me, I do find myself not really interested in the third Kingsman movie as much as I used to be, and especially the fact that they've they're waiting so long. Like by the time they get the script completed and start doing the movie, I feel like it's been too long of a gap for people to care about a third Kingsman movie. And with the quality dipping with the past two movies, I just think the excitement just isn't there. The next thing I want to talk about is they put out a trailer for this movie called Monkey Man. Now, I didn't know anything about this movie. I gotta say, I thought this was a great trailer. Definitely one of my most favorite movies now. Like, the action looks really violent and good. There's some funny moments in it. It kind of reminded me of John Wick with the fact the main character is like some assassin. And it just looks really cool, fun, and great. Like it looks like a really gritty, great action movie. So I definitely can't wait to see this. I highly recommend go check out the trailer for Monkey Man. It looks really good in my opinion. The next thing I want to talk about is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire put out a new trailer. Now there is an international version of this trailer that has some different footage. I did watch both versions of the trailer. I gotta say, I thought this trailer was great. Now I'm really excited for this movie. I love the original Ghostbusters movie. And I love Ghostbusters Afterlife. I thought Ghostbusters Afterlife did a great job of paying tribute to the original movie while being new at the same time. Like I know for some people they felt like the third act got a little too similar to the original movie with the fact they used the same villain from the original movie. But I don't know, it worked for me. Like I did get emotional in the third act of the Afterlife with the original seeing a ghost of one of the original Ghostbusters because that actor died. So I don't know. It hit me personally, and it worked for me. Like I just love Afterlife. I mean, it got me excited for Ghostbusters franchise again. And I think this trailer just does a great job of keeping that fun. I also there was some more darker moments in the trailer I really liked with the villain. Like I love the idea of them saying in the trailer that this villain kind of feeds on fear, and it literally will scare you to death, where it makes you like frozen. And the villain just looks really creepy. I love you get to see more of the villain in this show. And I love like the how it has the horns and kind of looks like the devil. It just I don't know. The villain really looks creepy in this trailer. I thought. And I'm loving the ice element where it's making it the villain also stand out too. So I love the fact this feels like they're heading in a new direction. I mean, there's some stuff in there we can tell though. Callbacks to the original movie, which personally worked for me. I really loved. I love seeing more of the wisdom. You see more of the wisdom characters, but I like that because obviously in Afterlife they're kind of hiding the wisdom characters return. You definitely see more in this trailer. And look, I love the new characters in Afterlife too, so I'm excited to see where they take those characters. And there's some great funny moments. Like I love the moment with Slime at the end. I love the moment with Paul Rudd where he's like saying, "Yeah, I'm just saying, Bustin makes me feel good," and you see the girl, the woman, one of the kids, like point a finger up, tell him to go away. I thought that was funny. Like there's some really funny moments in the trailer, personally for me. That I thought worked. So I thought this was a great trailer. Definitely can't wait for this. This is one of my most anticipated movies in Moss. So I thought this was a great trailer. The last thing I want to talk about is Madam Web, the long distance for this movie. Tracking right now is saying it's going to open between 25 to 35. Now, that's obviously a lower opening than Morbius, because I believe Morbius opened to 39. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not surprised by the tracking for this movie. I don't think anybody's excited for Madam Web. I don't think the marketing has done a good job either. And there's even reports going around that they're probably not going to put out a final trailer for this movie. Like, the first trailer, I don't think was very good at all. I mean, the only element I've sort of have a little interest in is the idea of the fact that it kind of reminds me of like if you put Final Destination, Terminator, and like you put those movies together with the idea that the main character is like she can see the future or something like that. Like the time, like the elements of like time travel, seeing the future. That part of the story kind of has me interested, but otherwise, I thought the trailer was pretty poor, and the main actress, she's actually a really good actress, but I'm like in some of the promos they have with her, I feel like she comes off like she doesn't really want to be doing this movie. She comes off kind of wooden in the trailer for lines too. I remember in the trailer, I thought the marketing has been really bad for this. And I think bad marketing is not helping. In fact, Morbius didn't do well at the box office. I think that really killed people's interest in the Sonyverse without Spider-Man. I don't think people were even all that excited by it. I mean, I think the reason the Venom movies did well is because Venom's a very popular character. Like, he's the most popular Spider-Man villain. And that's not it, too. Venom Web is not a popular character. Like, you ask a casual person who's not, like, a hardcore comic fan, they probably won't know who Venom Web is. Well, I ask somebody, who's Venom? I bet you even a person who's not in the comics will probably know who Venom is. Or if you're just a casual fan. And also a lot of people I think a lot of people just like, why would you make a movie about Madam Web? Even I'm like that when it comes to the character. It's like the most weirdest choice to pick a character to make a movie about. So I think the marketing, like I said, hasn't done a good job. I don't think people are excited for this movie at all. Or excited for the Sonyverse. Or the fact that Morbius didn't do well, and I think that killed people's interest. And I can understand why this movie's tracking. I don't know what the buzz is for Madam Web, but I really don't see this movie doing well opening wise. I like the tracking to 25-35. It's pretty much what I'm thinking it's going to end up somewhere in that area. And if it ends up getting bad reviews, I really don't see this movie having likes. So I'm not surprised by the tracking for this. I mean, I don't think anybody's excited for this movie. Like I know my interest in this movie isn't really all that high. Like if this wasn't based on a Marvel character, I probably would have zero interest in this movie. So I think this whole idea of Sony trying to do a Sonyverse with characters that are connected to Spider-Man without Spider-Man is just to me, I never found it to be that good idea. Not that you can't do a good job and make maybe some good movies out of these villains and all these other characters, but it's just I don't know. Like my interest for Man Web just really isn't all that there. So I'm personally not surprised by the fact this movie's tracking low. Maybe I hope it ends up being a good movie. I hope this is one of those movies where even though the marketing was terrible and the idea of the making a movie about this specific character doesn't interest me, I hope it ends up being a good movie. If it gets good word of mouth, maybe it could have likes, but I just I think the excitement for Man Web just isn't there personally. So that's all the movie news today. Until next time, movie fans.